kind of comes together.
Okay, well, thank you.
So next, I'm going to really pass control over to Diane, and so she can work on the next portion of the workshop, where we will go into looking at another tool to use for evaluating your current situation.
Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be a part of this, and all this information that Craig has given me has really given me some things to think about, and I can see that I have a lot of reading to do and a lot of homework to do, and I plan on doing everything I can to use this material that Craig is giving us and use the resources of this At Home with Holistic Management book to take it to the next level. So I'm going to talk to you about SWOT analysis, which is kind of an interesting acronym, but actually Cinda Williams is the one that taught me about doing SWOT analysis, and going along with everything that Craig has been talking about. It's really a process, another process of all the different tools that Craig is giving you. This is another thing to put in your toolbox that we're creating as we go through this course. And I think before I go much into this, I'd really like to know if anybody has done a SWOT analysis before. I guess I'll give a little overview about this, and then we're going to do a little poll just to find out if any of you know about SWOT analysis or if you've done this before. So basically the SWOT analysis is an acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And we have started using this as a planning tool for pretty much everything that we do, and I'm sure I will integrate this into a lot of the holistic management practices as I learn more about that. But it's a great analysis for business planning, thinking through all the different things that we need to think about when we're coming up with a new product, whether it's assessing the marketing or the business aspects or the competitor or different aspects of product development. And I think you'll find that this will be a really helpful process to go through. And one aspect of the SWOT analysis is that everything that you're evaluating is really in considering both internal and external, and we'll talk more about that in a minute, but I wanted first to put up a poll and find out if anybody has ever done a SWOT analysis in our audience.
Okay, thanks Diane. I'm going to launch our poll. So the question is, have you performed a SWOT analysis before? Yes or no? That's the quick question. 3/4 of our attendees have already voted. 90%, 95. Okay, I'm going to close our poll and share the results. So 63% of our audience has said that they have performed a SWOT analysis before, and 37% say no, that they have not.
Hey, you guys are way ahead of me. I just started doing the SWOT analysis a couple of years ago. But one of the reasons that I'm so excited to be a part of this process is I probably started out farming like most of you did, with just following my passion to grow food, and at some point it got to a point where we decided that we could take this to the next level. But I didn't do a lot of planning, business planning or strategic planning when I started out. So now we're really using all these tools that I've been learning over the last few years, and I think the more I know, the more I know I need to know. So this is one of the tools that we've used, and in assessing your strengths, it's really, like Craig said over and over again, write it down, and it really just helps you get focused on different things. So the SWOT analysis is a process that really helps take you there. So thinking about what strengths you may have, and I put a photo of potatoes here, thinking about a person that we have at the farmer's market that kind of decided to go into growing potatoes. Well, he didn't really do much of an analysis, test the waters in any way, and put in 5 acres of potatoes. And he's not certified organic, and came in thinking that he could get certified organic prices, and is that's after he included buying a new tractor, renting the land, going through a whole process. And I think if he would have done the SWOT analysis, he might not have put that many potatoes in for his first season of being a market gardener. But also looking at and thinking of the strengths, look at what do you do better than anybody else. Are you a better marketer? Are you able to keep up with planting and harvesting duties? And that's another thing. If you're thinking about expanding on growing more potatoes, you need to be able to harvest them and have the time to get them to market. So that needs to be considered in determining what your strengths and weaknesses are. And think about what do your customers see as your strengths? And it's really important to ask your customers. We always do a CSA survey at the end of our season and ask our customers about what they feel we can improve on, how we could better meet their needs, and that helps us determine what our weaknesses are. I mean, if our customers come back and say that we need to improve on some things, it really helps us determine that. But we really look at our weaknesses every year as far as how that associates with what we're doing at the farmer's market. This photo of flowers I put up here, because for probably, I've been selling at the market for 21 years, and for probably 15 of those years I was one of the main flower growers, and in recent years other flower growers have come in and the competition has changed, and with that has become a weakness for me. So I have adapted as we've gone through that process, and change the type of flowers that I'm growing, change how I present them and market them, and that is something that we all need to do in looking closely at our weaknesses. And the financial analysis of what we're doing is really huge in determining what those weaknesses are, and really look closely always at assessing what your competitors are doing, what they're doing better than you, and look at doing something different. I mean, it's always important to reassess, look at what everyone else is doing, and consider doing something different. We're thinking about opportunities of that aspect of the SWOT analysis. This is a photo of a friend of mine down in Buell, Idaho, who kind of was testing the waters with doing some organic hay, and he found that there was a big need for that, so has really expanded his business and seeing that the trends were really looking at a need for organic feed as the organic dairies have expanded down there. So he has increased his size by leasing some other land and really working at staying competitive as he expands with his business. And thinking about what the opportunities are available, it really depends on where you live. If you're living, I know Mary's down in Boise, some of the things that she can do with that large population is going to be very different than what we can do here in Sandpoint. I know in looking over the student roster, we have people from a lot of different locations, and some are smaller communities, and that's just going to be different. So we really need to look at that, how we're going to market our product and what the niche market is, and look closely at how our individual communities can bear an advantage for us in what we're doing. In Sandpoint, we do have some livestock facilities that make it easy for a butcher process for a lot of people that are going into growing beef and cows, and we have a new yak grower here, so if you're thinking about going into a meat type, a livestock type market, you really need to think about how you're going to get that processing done.